What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with my own review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's get into it. So we're back with the not so comeback group meeting. Maurice is flip flopping about how they're just recycling our idea. Y'all just want to use our idea. A minute ago, you were not really on board with getting paid because you want this to be our community and blah blah blah. But here you are now agreeing with your wife this time because you weren't with your wife before. And Marceau was saying we don't want it to be a comeback group because whenever we would do anything under the comeback group, it becomes dysfunctional. Kimmy says you were the biggest dysfunction out the whole group, and is. So the fact that you think of putting a different name doesn't mean we're not gonna have the same problems is bullshit. And I mean, this is the reason why you guys can't come back together because nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to take constructive criticism, take direction, take changes. Nobody. And then, of course, the way you guys have presented this idea, you guys did not come with all the information. You guys thought that if we was to say, let's do an event together, everybody was going to be on board. As if there has been bad blood, betrayal, mistrust, lies, backstabbing. Are you kidding me? It's been a lot of shit that's been happening ever since the comeback group dissolved. And it's not so easy to come back and say, let's all do it. No. Then on top of that, you don't even want to pay them. Like, how do you not want to pay them, but want them to participate? That doesn't work. And it's still being put out. Melody doesn't want to come back. And you guys are still begging her to be a part of it when she doesn't want to come back. They're asking her, could you step in for a little bit? She said, no, I can't. So what is the date? You guys have a date for the event? March 8th. She said, I might be booked. I'm doing openings for Eric Bellinger. So Maurice had an idea, right? Because Maurice talking about if Melody isn't the one, if Melody is not involved, then they're not going to do it. So since she can't be there in person, maybe she can send an electronic class about her master class, about her knowledge and shares of her success in business. Tisha said, no, we're not doing that. No. I said, wait a minute. Now, of course, Melody don't want to be a part of the comeback group. She's willing to still show up when you guys need her to be there. If the 8th is a busy day for her, Maurice had an idea to come with a different way for her to still be involved, and you don't like it. It's given you wanted Mel there because Mel can get butts in the seats. Mel has the fan base. Mel has the crowd. Mel has the audience. Mel has the likeness. We need Mel. That's what that's giving to me. But I found it funny though, Tisha. At the last meeting, you named everybody else's business by name. But when you got to Melody's business, you said whatever businesses she has, as if you had not been aware that Mel has multiple businesses. So you can miss me. Melody calls out Tisha by saying, you said in the beginning you felt all this good energy and how you want everybody to be on the same page, but you still stood 10 toes down like a baby bulldog by saying, we're not paying anybody. Case closed. I'm not available for this particular day, but Maurice had an idea that, oh, okay, well, if Mel can't come and do this, maybe she can figure out to do this. And you're saying no. It seems as if you are a little bit closed-minded. Because that's exactly what it is. So, like, this is giving the energy, even though Mel doesn't want to be a part of the group, she still doesn't mind doing certain things. And that's still not enough for you for some reason. So I'm loving that she calls her energy for that. Because, yes, you stood 10 toes down by not paying anybody. But I want that energy towards Marceau as well. So then it just starts going back and forth. Everybody starts yelling. Everybody starts going back and forth. Melly trying to tell Tisha, I hear you. Believe me, I hear you. At the same time, you need to look at other ways how this could still work. You wanted all of us to be together like this, but if I can't do this, what if I can do this? You know? So, like, this is history repeating itself. You guys can't even come together for an event because Tisha and Marceau was expecting for you guys to be on board by just saying, we have an event. But no. Y'all was betting on the friendship, but the friendship has not been in a good place for a long time. So nothing got accomplished. So Melody is looking back at this meeting, that this meeting isn't doing anything. And it's part of the reason why she don't want to come back to the comeback group. And she doesn't want to be in any shape, form, or fashion doing any business with Martell. And that's another thing. Y'all gotta be kidding me. All of them at that table, y'all know what Melody is going through with Martell? Do you honestly think that their relationship is in good standing for them to do a business at this time? No, absolutely not. So Marceau wanted to know, does everybody want to be involved? I think I said it before. Maurice feels like we should all agree on something, buy in on something. So it wants to be us participating. He wants everyone to be involved. So Melody asked him, so you're only on board if everybody, all of us sitting at this table, is involved. When it comes to doing things for the comeback group, yes. So going down the line, Maurice wants to be involved if everybody is involved, including Melody. Kimmy wants the name to be the comeback group. Just call it what it is. Martell, he's in it just to be in it, but he is going to be involved if there is some talks about some kind of payment. Then he asks Melody, are you willing to participate as well as speak at the event? She says, let me be clear and honest. I have to warm up to this. There's been so much that has happened, which I don't think that everybody has fully talked about. So when she's explaining, this is a little bit too much for me. We're talking baby steps. He's like, wait, but how is this too much? We're all talking. Yes, but at the same time, though, Marceau, you were right along with everybody how Melody don't take accountability. That season, those 3 parts of the reunion, y'all kept saying Mel don't take accountability when none of y'all have taken accountability. And Tisha called her a dark soul, a devil in sheep's clothing. How can she come back from that? There have not been a conversation as to what happened after the reunion, after things have been said. Yes, Carlos got y'all together to say, y'all got to team up. Y'all got to get this back together. Y'all got to film because we're losing the crowd. We can't do this. But we have to be honest here. Like she said, this is baby steps. Baby steps is me having this meeting. I'm not at this stage where I can just jump in and do things together. I'm still on the verge of still being comfortable around all of y'all. Especially that asshole over there. I'm going through a custody battle with him, and I can stomach sitting here. That's baby steps. So this is too fresh for her, like she said. And then when you keep on talking about how it's for the community, you guys are not even giving Melly the space to understand where she's coming from, her feelings in all of this. Y'all keep saying it's for the community, it's for the community. It don't seem like it's for the community. To me, it's for y'all to make a name. It's for y'all to get attention. And Melody is the only one who's going to give you that attention. And when you want to do something for the community, she has to care for it. She has to care. I'm pretty sure Melody loves the community. I've seen Melody give back. But the way you want to pull on her heartstrings for doing the community to be stomaching, smiling, be around all of y'all when she's not there for y'all. Like she's not in the space to be around y'all like that. And while you're not caring about her feelings as to how she's taking baby steps to be in this space with y'all, you need to understand how she's willing to be as available as much as she wants to. She wants to be involved, but not be fully involved. You need to accept that. She's willing to try. She's willing to see. Are you guys willing to do the same thing? Meet her halfway? Because it wouldn't be right for someone who's been trying to keep her peace, to keep her protection intact, for it to be broken after you guys just want her to be involved in something because you guys know y'all not going to have a big turnout if Melody is not there. I'm sorry to say. So considering that Marceau did not get the answer from Mel, he now says, I'm okay with her not being involved. But Tisha said, no, Mel has to be involved. If we can't have Mel, we ain't got Maurice. I think Maurice knows Tisha and Marceau don't have the connections, don't have the fan base to make this a huge success. Melody does. So y'all not going to have a big outcome if Melody's not involved, which is kind of sad. It's very sad. Y'all call her all types of names. Y'all talk about how she don't do this, she don't do that, but yet you guys still need her. That's so funny to me. But we're going to move on. Then we get Mel. Mel had a pole dancing class just to have some fun. She brought her ride or die nail. I'm like, how is she your ride or die? I'm thinking that Nell has not shown up for you. In the times that I've seen her, in the scenes that I've seen her, she hasn't shown up. She turned me off a little bit when she kind of believed Martella about the 20 babysitters. And she wanted to keep the conversation going about what Tiffany said to Sheree. Like, I don't think that's someone that's a friend. Maybe she had a conversation with Mel after that, but what makes her ride or die is because Nell has the ability to be honest, be transparent. There are things they don't agree on, and she never has to question whether or not Nell cares about her, never cares her heart for her, which means she doesn't become careless with Melody's feelings. So she was very happy she did the pole dancing class. I mean, it did look fun seeing Nell with that wig on top of her head, Melody all about, hey, I'll do this and do that. Then they talk about Valentine's Day. What did Nell and Chris did? Had a romantic dinner, but what did Melody do? Me, I had a great Valentine. I did. What'd you do? Oh, I was out of the country. Out of the country with who? So Nell knows Mel enough to know that she says things and that she don't want to say things. But considering that she does trust Neil a little bit, she doesn't mind expressing a little bit of tea about who this mystery man is. You know, she talked about going out of the country with this certain gentleman, the arm and everything that was on social media. Where was that picture taken? At the back of the car, going to the resort, and that he's very special to her. He is. Now, Mel talked about she used to post on Instagram, protection, provider, professor, going through her healing journey. And she did not know how much protection meant for her when she realized it prior to leaving to her marriage. She never felt protected. She never felt safe in her marriage. And realizing after her divorce, leaving her husband, she never looked at her marriage as a safe place. Never looked at her husband as the provider, the protector. And I was sleeping with the enemy. And that was a huge blow for her to realize. The man that I met when I was 22, had children with, created business, he never protected me. I've never felt safe. The new relationship she's currently is in now makes her feel safe. He checks in on her. He makes sure she's okay. He checks all the lists. And it is so funny because we're looking at Martell's track record. He did not protect Melly at all. He did. He left her out into the wolves. Everybody talking about her, him getting mad about her, explaining what's going on in their lives, but him not making it better. Him not telling her it's going to be okay, don't worry about it. Him not coming in saying don't do this, don't do that. Allowing for Ariane to talk about Mel, talk about this, talk about that. Like he did nothing to protect Mel when it came down to his mistakes being aired out. He did absolutely nothing. I mean, when he made the mistake of having the affair, the protection was done. It was gone. So as far as her manifesting what she wants, she got what she wants, so she's very happy. And that's all she's going to talk about. And then she told Nell as much as she wanted to tell her. We're going to get a name? No. You're not going to find out until maybe I announce that I'm married. And I'm very happy for Mel. She seems very happy. Not because she's in a relationship, but she has a different glow about her. Like she's in her own, happy with herself, happy where she's at. And I'm very happy for her. So then we're talking about the Black Expo, how it hasn't been going good, because I've taken baby steps. It's been a lot of bad blood between the Scotts and Martell. So if they can understand and accept the baby step that she's doing, she doesn't mind coming around, giving suggestions, ideas when she's available, but they need to meet her with where she's at. Don't force her to be a part of a group if that's not where she's at, because there hasn't been enough time for things to heal. And there's been a lot that's been said and done over the years. There has been added members included that have been a part of why the group have not been in a good place. Hello. So then we get Tisha and Marceau. All right, moving on from there. We got Marceau and Tisha. They're checking out this apartment, a 3-bedroom, two bath, right? Going throughout the house, Tisha spots a closet that's bigger than the one she already has. And it makes me wonder, how big is the home y'all looking in? And you're looking in a 3-bedroom? You guys have 3 children. A teenage son who has to have his own room. You have 2 elementary age daughters who will want their own room eventually. But this is supposed to be a temporary solution until Scott Manor is built. But living at the temporary home while the other temporary home is being renovated, it's giving y'all ain't got no money. It's giving all these alleged liens and lawsuits has stretched y'all out thin, where you guys are literally downsizing way more than you guys expected to. But this is where we don't get the full context. We don't get the full story. We're guessing. You know what I'm saying? We're coming off. And looking back on the plays, Marceau had the idea that while Tisha and the girls live at this apartment. He's going to stay at the other home and monitor and put in the work for the renovation, which means he wants to be living on the job while doing the job and wants to take the son with him because the son will probably be taking in some work as well. He'll probably help out and do certain things. Tisha's like, why would you stay there? That makes me think, is the home not going to be livable? Because that don't sound like it makes a lot of sense. If you guys are going to be renovating to make it more comfortable, I'm thinking y'all going to have a lot of hard renovations. So let me understand that point. And he just wants to make it make sense that it will help with labor, it will help with cost, that if I live there, it will cut time in half. Because he has a whole time frame in his head that he'll meet if he was to be there. But Tisha's insecurities come into play because seeing what Marceau will do when she's not around, it's already getting her mind swirling and questioning everything because Marceau has constantly placed Tisha in the state of, what do you be doing when I'm not around? Okay, he never answers questions. He makes her feel like she shouldn't ask these questions when his actions causes her to ask these questions. He never reassures her. So I need an actual reason as to why it will make it make sense for you to live at the home that's being renovated and not be at the house with your kids. Make that make sense for me. Then he wanted to make her feel bad. By when she was out of town, he decided to redo their bedroom. And he did it while multitasking other jobs, other responsibilities. So he thinking he can do it this time around. I have a question, Marceau. You can put that same time and effort and working all these hours of putting labor into the renovation and still come back home. Because I'm feeling like you're avoiding trying to live with Tisha for right now. And I don't know why. What's going on? What are you guys not saying? So she's telling him, you're staying here. Okay? That's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Because you're not about to have a bachelor pad while I'm here with the girls. And he's looking confused as to why she would say that. Tisha has been reading the blogs. She's been reading the comments. Probably reading small talk from her son. I have no idea. But what are you thinking about talking about with your son while you guys are living at the other home while she's here with the girls? I had a thought in my mind that while MJ is there working, helping Marceau, I'm thinking that because his MJ don't need a lot of nurturing, don't need a lot of taking care of, he'll be easy to watch. He'll be easy to just live with for a little bit because he's 16. He can feed himself, dress himself, entertain himself, where Marceau ain't got to do too much. But again, I am not understanding why the separation. Because, again, is the home livable? If that's the case, why are you guys moving out anyway if you guys don't have that much renovations? But it's a huge gut out. Shout out to Jaylee's Corner. She caught a live that Tisha did. They're renewing everything. They're putting a deck. They're redoing the kitchen. That home is a construction site. It doesn't look like it's in livable conditions. So, again, why do you need to live at the place? Make that make sense. So he wants to make her feel bad because, he's trying to make her feel bad because she's not giving him what he wanted. He wanted her to say the right things to make him happy, but she's not agreeing with it because this is ridiculous. Why would I need to live apart from my husband while renovating a home? You can still work as many hours you can and come back home. Let me make it make sense. Why are you so against coming back home and you want to stay there? That part I don't understand. Talking about how she's being rude, you're not listening, you need to hear it twice. Bro, you're not listening. You have said rude, condescending shit. You have gaslit Tisha. You convinced me with you not getting what you want and even play on her intelligence by telling her you didn't get what you want at the comeback meeting. Nobody listened to what you wanted because that's all it was. What she wanted. She wasn't opening the floor for different opinions, different suggestions. She shot down Maurice's suggestion about Millie doing a masterclass online if she can't make it to the comeback in person. So you can miss me with that, Marceau. You can miss me. This man is manipulating you, and you're going to let him. So then, telling him, you're staying here. That's it. That's it. But he's saying, okay, well, since you want me to stay here, we're going to have to hire someone to take over my role so that way it can still be done on time, and that's going to come on our allowance. No allowance. Y'all don't have another account where it's for like renovations and other odds and ends when it comes to the house. No house savings, no house trust fund or something. Y'all don't have nothing like that. So coming out of our allowance, you guys have different accounts or something. She said, okay, fine, that's cool. Ain't no fine. You are going to have to come up with a way to pay for somebody else to take over your work. And when you can only work how many hours you want to work, the next person will come in and take over, and that's that. You pay for it. I'm not paying for it. It's basically saying, if you want me to stay at the house with you and the kids, you got to pay me. I'm paying my husband to come stay with me and the kids because he's so willing to live apart from me. That's a question. That's a red flag. Tisha, please pay attention. Pay attention. And this is giving y'all ain't got no money. If you guys got an allowance, it's obviously not enough because you don't want to touch that allowance because you want to live apart. Oh, nope, can't. I cannot. I'll move on because it's still censoring Maurice. Maurice is overseeing a space that a new barbershop is going to rent. I wish we saw the whole breakdown of this barbershop reaching out to Tisha to talk about renting a space for this upscale barbershop. Great idea, because that's a part of their whole uptown plaza that they bought. They want to have a vibe. Upcoming black owned businesses. So an upscale barbershop is going to be there. They're going to have a extra open space for Slutty Vegan so they can rent a space there. This is Marcel's dream of renewing more stability, but more fluff. You know what I'm saying? We're not seeing the breakdown. We're not seeing the talks, the interaction. It's just a pop-up scene there, a conversation here, and now we're on to the mess. Like, everything about the Scotts doesn't seem real. Okay, it's like y'all have a lot going on behind the scenes, but it doesn't get implemented on the show. And I don't understand. Everything else gets implemented on the show from everybody else, but for y'all get covered up. Y'all get fluffed. There's secrets out there. There's rumors about y'all that gets covered up and hidden, and that's not fair. Courtney stops by to get advice from Marcel about working with relatives. Marcel didn't even like working with his wife. What makes you think he'll give you good advice about working with family members? Because Courtney's feeling away about the relationship between Junior and Stormy. Stormy and Junior were like close, like brothers and sisters. He looks at Junior like a little brother, but he felt as though Junior wasn't doing his job. He was always on his phone. I felt as though, was he the only one? Why are you targeting him and not everybody else? And you guys got to look inside yourselves. You are backed up with orders, and if Junior was the one to call out what you guys need, you guys didn't like it, you guys are calling out little things that happen when you hire people. Yes, he was late. You might catch him on the phone, but does he work? Does he work? That's the question. But it didn't work. And Marceau said, working with family can be tricky. I remember when Maurice was working for me, it stressed me out because Maurice was stressed out over the wedding details when he was getting married to Kiowa. While he was stressing out over the wedding, it affected his work ethic, would affect me for his work ethic, and I had to let him go. I have a question, Marceau. So, what job did you have that you hired Maurice to work for you? And Maurice was 23 when he decided to marry Kiowa? What business did you have at that point where you had to hire him and get him work? And you had to fire him because he wasn't doing his job. Maurice, what type of life did you have before where you had to work for your brother? I get mixed up because Maurice acts like the little brother and Marceau acts like the big brother. But it's flipped. Maurice is the oldest. Marceau is the baby. I have no idea. I need more context to this. I need more history. All right. So that was basically it. Okay, because we're going to end it from there. So Tisha wanted to have a meetup with Mel to discuss what happened at the comeback group because Tisha is feeling like Melody wasn't being completely honest and that there's a deeper reason, there's a deeper issue that Melody doesn't want to talk about as to why she does want to come back to the comeback group. As if the issue isn't staring right in front of your face. You are the issue, Tisha. Martell is the issue. Being around all of y'all is an issue. Did you not forget what happened at the reunion? Where all of y'all were jumping on Melody's neck about how she don't take accountability, but she did, while none of y'all took accountability for Wanda's actions? Let me understand that point. And you want to have a meeting to discuss why. Get out of here. You just want to get off in her business. That's what you want to do. So they have small talk at first about the kids. Now the kids are with their father. It's their custody agreement. The whole 1 week on. Teach like, how does that work? You get a break. How's it going? Well, I mean, this isn't new. We've been doing it for the last 3 years, but it's still an adjustment. I never thought I would not see my kids every day. And Tisha, you're not in a good place with Mel to discuss anything about her custody battle with Martell. And I'm happy that Mel gave it pretty much surface because there's too much energy to discuss because she is still going a legal custody battle at this point. So I'm not about to say nothing versus than what it is. And the reason of this meeting is because Tisha looked at Melly's energy as if she didn't want to be there. And she's not used to that Melody. She's used to the other Melody coming in, taking over, taking charge. And you didn't do that. My question is this, Tisha. It was your meeting for an event that you wanted her to be a part of. Why are you expecting for her to take charge? Why are you expecting for her to take lead? All because you want to take over what she said and make it your own? I don't know. And yes, the Melody that you were used to, taking charge, giving directions, that was 3 years ago when she thought she was in a happy marriage. Turns out she wasn't in a happy marriage. Her husband cheated on her, had an affair, had a child, and now going through a disgusting custody battle. So no, she is not the same Mel from 3 years ago, Tisha. She's looking at things differently, handling things differently. So right now, as much as we were on better terms 3 years ago, a lot has changed since then. I'm not the same Mel as I was 3 years ago. And that's a good thing. A lot has happened in 2023. I've been going through a lot. Like, Tisha, are you playing stupid? That's what I'm saying. Are you playing dumb as if you have not been aware of what Mel has been going through these past 3 years? So, as far as like trying to hide that we have issues, it's plain as day that there are issues between the group, but you want them to come together for the community. It's kind of irrational for us to come together for the community when it wasn't us in a good place. We were not in a good place last year. And let's flash back to the reunion where Tisha, you call Millie a dark soul. She's a devil in sheep's clothing. So how can you expect months after that for me to jump back in and be a part of a comeback group where I'm around all of y'all, especially I'm around Martell, when you know what I'm going through with Martell? Make that make sense. That makes no sense. Time has not healed. Tisha, were you not, did you not think that what you said to Mel was going to come back and bite you? What you said about Mel was not going to come back and check you, just like how those damn puppets made you look like a fucking fool. You're saying that she's a dark soul, made you look even more stupid. Like, you don't even have a good enough reason as to why you want Mel to participate. You want Mel to participate because you know Mel has a fan base. Mel has a popularity. But you're not looking at the mistakes that you've made that put more distance between you guys. That's the accountability that Tisha doesn't want to accept. You want to call Mel for not accepting accountability, but where do you take accountability at? Where is that? And we have not even discussed of what happened at the reunion and what's been happening on social media. So right now, she don't want to be a business with Martell. Tisha understands that. But I'm like, why can't y'all move forward from the comeback group without Mel? But you guys can't do without Mel because Mel has the fan base. Mel has the connection, the social media presence, versus than any one of y'all of the show. But Mel has already done her part. Y'all can fly on your own. Y'all can soar without Mel. Y'all don't need Mel for everything because you guys have already used Mel in the beginning. You've already used Mel for the idea of sponsorship. Now you want to use her likeness for the Black Expo. So you're saying that you understand Mel's reasons, but she needs to put her personal feelings to the side, just like you did, and how it's for the community. I have to be happy to be a part of a group in order to do something for the community. I am not happy being around y'all, especially Martell. I'm going through a very disgusting custody case right now. So I'm not in a good place to be around him nor y'all. Again, we're not discussing what's been said on social media and at the reunion. I'm not about to fake it and pretend to be happy being around y'all. Well, I'm not. So she's being honest and transparent, Tisha, but you're not liking that. You're not hearing that. And that's annoying me. So she's laying her boundaries, laying that she's willing to give ideas, willing to give suggestions. If you want to meet her where she's at, cool. I will let you know when I'm available. I will let you know when I'm not. Okay? So she still wants her to come, but she has a date, I believe. She has to do openings for Eric Bellinger. And she still wants to do the master class, but then you want to make it a joke that you say no. I'm going to want you to tell the group that you're not going to be able to make it because I don't want to see you on social media all booed up. And you be like, oh my God, that heifer. Tisha, you are not in a good position, nor in a good place to joke about Mel and her mystery man. And why should she tell the group that she's not coming? You tell the group. She pretty much told y'all at the meeting, why does she need to tell them that she's not coming? It's plain as day. I don't get that. I really don't. So then you begging for her to help you find a venue. Y'all don't have nobody else y'all can call to find a space, find a venue. She says she'll give suggestions. She says she'll give ideas. I pretty much feel like you want her to plan the whole thing and then make it seem as if you guys did it. You guys did all the hard work. All she did was do this. I just can't. I can't. I'm going to move on. Because we're going to end it off with Stormy. She's about to have a conversation with her aunt and Junior about her mom, Miss Betty, telling Lisa that Junior got fired. Stormy, who knows her mother, Lisa, who knows her sister, know that she did not have genuine intentions of telling her that Junior got fired. Betty wanted to be mean, nasty, and spiteful, and she wanted to throw it in her sister's face that her son got fired. Now, they all arrive, okay? What led to it is the fact that Junior was fired, right? And Stormy did not want Lisa to find out that Junior got fired, but I'm just kind of like, why did it care that she know Junior got fired? Junior's a grown man. Junior should have told his mom, but he's a grown-ass man. Does he always tell his mom when he's fired? Does he always tell his mom what he's about to do? Probably not. So, while going back and forth about the reason why Junior was fired, Miss Betty is the main one talking because she had an issue with Junior talking about the business to Stormy. She didn't like it that Junior was letting Stormy know about how the business has been going, like hiring more people. You see that I'm working more than one job and you only hired me to be a production manager, but I'm doing multiple jobs. So I think you need to hire more people. Stormy said no. Betty felt the way that Junior did not have Stormy's back and you were not only her employee, but you were her cousin and you wasn't acting as her cousin. So I'm looking at the screen and I'm kind of like, Miss Betty, you mean to tell me you have an issue with your nephew because he called out that Stormy needed to hire more people? Was he supposed to keep that quiet? So you're looking at somebody looking into your daughter's business and it could look at your daughter's character, how she could be messing up her business, and you want to blame Junior for not protecting her from that? That don't make no sense. So while she's the main one talking, Junior says, I can only see things from a cousin perspective. I'm also an employee, and as an employee, I have to let my boss know on what's going on and what she should do. Now, the whole time we're seeing this happening, Betty's the main one talking, like I said. Lisa comes out and say, whose business is this? She looked at Stormy. Stormy looked at her mother because Stormy couldn't answer that. Is it not your business, Stormy? Because you're the one who fired him. So what is your reasoning? What do you have to say about this? Because your mama's the main one talking. Is she talking for you? Do you feel like this as well? Then you need to speak up. So she said, I kind of wanted Junior to tell you. How do you feel about her finding out like this? My son's a grown-ass man. He's 29 years old. He don't always have to tell me everything. I can't make him do what he don't want to do. Just like your auntie can't make him do what he want to do. Your mama has no right to tell my son what he should and shouldn't be doing and shouldn't be threatening to put her hands on him. That's what I got a problem with. So Betty went all the way left because since she got disrespectful, trying to threaten to put her hands on Junior, her own nephew, a grown man at that, she wants to say, out of all the times that Stormy was there for Junior, Stormy had to pay $15,000 to get Junior out of jail. When Stormy looked at her mom, she said, Mom, that's not what we were talking about. Why would you say that? That's so not the topic of conversation, Miss Betty. Why are you bringing that up? That's not the topic. And all of that just shook Auntie Lisa. She said, get this mic off from me. I want to go. Nope, let me go, because she got no right to air out my son's mistakes. He's not perfect. I'm not perfect like you not perfect, because that's not right. Did your mama tell everybody that you went to jail too? Now the whole time, Betty's in the background laughing. And she's like, why are you laughing? Because she said she went to jail? Because I did. I was 19. Who cares? And I felt as though, so Miss Betty, you didn't want The world to know that your daughter could be messing up in her business, so you decide to air out your nephew's business by saying he went to jail, that's low. Because it already gave me the energy. Miss Betty thinks that her daughter could do no wrong. Her daughter can make no mistake because she has a successful business. She's in a successful house. So you can't say she's doing wrong. You can't, it's given, you think you have the ability to tell everybody else where they fucked up at, how they're wrong, they're lower than low because of your daughter. Since you want to say my daughter got a successful business and your son went to jail, so your son can compare to my daughter, it's giving competition, it's giving hate, and that's not going to work for me. So Junior was like, who cares? I went to jail. Nobody cares. When Stormy said she went to jail too, she was 19 and she went to jail for 3 days. The judge threw her out. Not threw her out. The judge let her go because she had an exemplary track record of a college student. Well, she had good grades. So she wasn't meant to be in jail. But either way, she went there. So Auntie Lisa leaves out that she has no right to do that. Your mama is evil. She's evil. Talking about how she's not going to be fake. Like, that's not the point, though. That is so not the point. You're mad about something else that has nothing to do with you airing out your nephew like that. Like, girl, your daughter is not perfect, okay? And that's what Miss Betty don't want to realize. So when Lisa walks out to get her thoughts together, breathe, because she's really pissed off, Junior looks at his aunt and says, so you think you have a right to air out everybody else's dirty laundry as if you don't have any secrets as well? And she called him a condescending little prick and that she don't got nothing to say to him. Nope. I will not tolerate disrespect. I don't care if you are an elder. But right now, Miss Betty, you Rasputia looking bitch, you cockroach looking bitch, I'm sorry. That's not going to work for me. With you and your spider legs you call dreads. I ain't got time for it. I really don't have time for this. You have an evil demeanor, an evil spirit, and it shows. And it rubs off your daughter. Remember, Stormy, you feel like getting loud cussing is for everybody to get their point across, everybody to talk how they feel, be real. Look how real your mother is. And you can't even get your mother together because you so busy running behind your aunt to get her to come in and talk to your mom, but you're not checking your mom about what she's saying. So as soon as she goes outside and check on her aunt, she had to let her know, your son's in there by himself with my mom. And it's like, I know how my mom gets. You know how your sister gets. Please say your son before she does something stupid. Then go get your mama, Stormy. If you know how your mother is, you go get her. Why are you telling your aunt to get ready to fight her own sister because she's coming at her son? Don't do that. That is not talking things over. That's not keeping things on a cool, calm, collected. You did not get the memo. Did not get the lesson from the etiquette coach. Did not get it. So it said, leave my child alone. Why you gotta pick on somebody? And then apparently Miss Betty want to say that Junior bucked up at her and that got her standing up. Ma'am, he was sitting there calm, cool, collected, didn't say nothing to you, but you feel as though you are owed respect because you're the elder, as if you've been disrespectful to him. You were disrespectful to him. He don't owe you no rights of respect. Nothing at all. Don't care if you are his aunt. See, this is the thing. You really have to take family members like at a distance. For real, for real. So Lisa laid down the table. You no longer my sister. You want to air out everybody else's issues. So from here on out, we done. We cool. Here goes Stormy. No, I want us to have a conversation. This not no conversation, Stormy. This is not. This is unresolved trauma, unresolved issue between your mother and your aunt, and it's not going nowhere. It is not about you and your cousin. No, it's not. Nobody can have a conversation with your mother. Nobody can. Your mother's Tasmanian devil, okay? So Stormy keeps falling behind Auntie Lisa to have everything together, and Betty screams, fuck her. Fuck her. I ain't got time for this. Well, fuck you too then. So we're looking at the issue between Betty and Lisa. So when her grandfather got sick, it was decided who of the older sibling would take over the responsibilities, take care of the family. Betty took over that role. And apparently she probably carried some resentment of taking over that role and has been calling out everybody else's wrongdoing because of what she signed up to take care of. Well, then it could have been an opportunity to discuss everybody taking a role instead of all the roles depending upon you. You know, so Lisa feels blindsided. She trusted Stormy. She trusted everything to be cool, calm, collected, and this is what didn't happen. Your mother is negative. And your mother never admits when she's wrong. She thinks getting loud and ghetto is the right way, but it's not. Lesson, Stormy. Lesson. You all talking about if everything's all out on the table, everybody can talk about it. But I've already said it before. Everybody's not you. Sometimes talking about one thing at a time can get to that healing, get to that resolution. Having everything all at once, it comes out like this. There's need to be a different conversation. And you're supposed to be burning sage, be your young red cure, but you're not showing that. You yelling and cussing just like everybody else. You falling behind your aunt to get her to connect back with your mom, but you're not calling your mom out. You're not checking your mom out for what she said, for what she should not be doing. Because it's just like, girl, please. And that's why she don't think she can have a family gathering, have a family reunion or anything, because this is where it comes off. But if I was Stormy and I have a big house, I have my family, I ain't got to worry about other family coming over because I don't want my peace to be disturbed. I don't want to have to deal with this. I keep myself from a distance, for real, for real. So Lisa's telling her, I loved you, okay? You were like my first daughter because you didn't have any siblings. You and Junior were raised very close. And I have stood by your side. I have always been around because I love you. I came here to have a conversation with my sister for you. But the way you have allowed for your mom to come at me and my son, I don't think I can move forward with that. I can't move forward. She loves Stormy, but she wants Stormy to take accountability for her mother's actions. For her actions and for her mother's actions. You have to check her. You have to tell her to stop. But I can't control her mouth. I can't. It doesn't matter if you can't control her mouth, Stormy. You can tell her that she's wrong. That's what you can say. Say, Mama, you was wrong. Why did you think saying that Junior went to jail was going to be helpful? Why did you say that? That was wrong. That's what you could have said. Now, the whole time, Betty is walking down with some scary music in the background. Stormy not letting her aunt know that her sister is behind her. She's coming in because she lets Stormy know, if I have to talk to her, you'll be bailing us both out of jail. It's gotten to that point. Because I don't know why you're begging for your aunt to fix this relationship when it's your mama. Your mama is the one that's ruining the relationship. She's causing much of a divide, and you're not checking her for that. Why? I've already said in the beginning of my videos, Stormy's mom is going to be the downfall where Stormy's not going to have no friends, no relationship with nobody, because Betty's going to ruin it for her. Betty is not going to allow her daughter to make her own decisions, speak her own mind, without her coming in speaking for her. And she ain't gonna do nothing but saying, I can't control my mom. My mom said what she says. I can't do nothing about it. Well, then you're gonna have to remove yourself from your mother. For real. Remove yourself from your mother. Cut her off financially. Like separate. For real, for real. And say, Mom, until you get your act right, you're not gonna be around me. Because that's not gonna happen. I'm not about to be out here without family. Because this isn't gonna work. But y'all, that's pretty much it. That's all I have. Next week, we're going to have more family issues between Maurice, Kawa, and Kenny about Monster's attitude. And I cannot wait. But that's it. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video. And I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.